she wants the public to see her email. To be more accurate, she wants the public to see some of them, not all of them. A senior State Department official today told CNN it will be a few months until that happens.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath. Joining us now is Christopher Hahn, Democratic strategist, host of the Christopher Hahn Show, and former senior aide to Senator Charles Schumer. Good to see you in person.
Nice to see you too. I know it's been a while since I've been in.
Like the glass table?
I love it.
All right,
set.
don't put fingerprints on it.
I'm trying.
All right,
I'll Windex it before I leave. Don't worry.
How big a problem is this for Hillary?
Well, you know, here's the problem. Well, one, I do believe in transparency. I do believe she should release the emails. I'm not going to mince words on that. But it's not a political problem because I think there's a lot of people on both sides of the aisle that do the same exact thing. So nobody's really piling on her. And frankly, if conservatives in the House and Senate pile onto her, or potential presidential candidates pile onto her, two things are going to happen. One, it's going to appear partisan and it won't have as much legs. And two, people are going to ask for their emails. So you don't see a lot of political piling on here. So I think she's going to be okay. And I, quite frankly, think she released this herself, get it out of the way. Couple news cycles, it's gone in about a week or two. Well,
see, here's the problem, though. No Democrats are coming to her defense either, except a few what I call sycophants. Even Lawrence O'Donnell was laughing at the former governor of Michigan, who said she just followed precedent. She just did what secretaries of state before her did, and he said, but there were new regulations in place. You can't do what the others did because it's like, I used to pay a smaller tax rate. I'm going to pay that tax rate, even though the tax law increased the tax rate. You can't make that excuse. But look, you say we should all see the email. We will never know if we're seeing the emails. There's never. We have to take her word for it.
Right, and you know, and that'll be something that'll come up in the campaign. But then again, the accuser is going to have to get the same accusation put back on.
Yeah, but you're implying that. I mean, there was a very specific law. She was Secretary of State, and you know, she opens herself up to blackmail. I mean, if Iran and China and everything was seeing her emails, also, you know, what was she hiding? And this is in combination, you know, with the revelations recently also that might be a dump, you know, might be get it out now. That first we thought there were no foreign donations during her term as Secretary of State to the Clinton Foundation. Then we found out she cut an ethics deal with the Obama administration where countries who had contributed could keep contributing, but there was one other country added to that mix which could be a violation because it was not a previous contributor. So you got her taking money from foreign governments as Secretary of State, hiding her emails with her own server in her own home.
It was Bill Clinton's foundation. What was he supposed to do? Stay home and make cookies while she was Secretary of State?
What is this conflict of interest? I mean, she's Secretary of State. No, it's not his foundation. It's the Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea foundation.
Yeah, but he's the president of the foundation.
But all this is going to stink to high heaven when the public sees this.
You know, the thing about the Clintons, which is great, and you're going to agree with me with this. People who hate her, you know, they think she's a murderous, treasonous, you know, witch. And people who love her are going to think whatever, and it's the people in the middle. And the people in the middle are not going to care about these allegations.
They're not going to care about this kind of impropriety or the appearance of
it's an appearance. It's an appearance
possible
of
law breaking.
Well, there were some regulations. I don't know that it was a law. And there's a big difference there. There were some guidelines set by the White House. Remember, email is relatively new as a communication tool in government. I know it's 20 years, but government moves slow. So regulations to catch up. So what's going to come out of this is there will be real regulations on how government officials use email.
There are.
And we should thank Hillary for that.
But there are.
We're going to have sunlight laws on email that everybody are going to have to follow. They're going to be very clear, and it's all because of Hillary Clinton.
Let's get off this because we're not going to agree here. But let's move to the Democratic reaction to Benjamin Netanyahu. I mean, you had people coming out, you know, Congressional Black Caucus did not go. You had Nancy Pelosi said she was going to cry, which I find to be very, you know, the strong woman speaker of the House. I was going to cry. I was so upset. Acting bizarrely during the speech. You had people on the left saying Netanyahu was trying to take over American foreign policy, trying to get the U.S. to fight the war for Israel, the same canard that I don't like. I mean, but Benjamin Netanyahu gave one of the greatest speeches ever.
Well, look. He's a politician like every other politician. He's in the middle of an election. He's trying to show the people of Israel that he's, you know, trying to work with the United States or sway the United States foreign policy, which is really what he's trying to do. And I don't hold anything against him for doing that. That's his job as Prime Minister of Israel. He wants to come here and try to convince us to do what he wants.
To protect Israel.
But let's not forget for a second that he's a politician in the middle of an election. And some of what he said was more about the politics of his election than the politics of world government.
Such as what?
Well, I mean, such as you know, he's talking about a deal, a potential deal, which he doesn't really have knowledge of with Iran. He doesn't know where that's going. The President of the United States has said, and I believe him, that he will not take a bad deal instead of no deal. So he's not going to take a deal that's going to allow them to develop a nuclear weapon. I believe him.
Yet, because Netanyahu came the day before the speech, Obama had to reveal the 10-year limit, that after 10 10 years, Iran could do whatever the heck they want, and then including develop a bomb, and a 1-year breakout. That if they break the deal, they'll have a year to make a bomb. This is an awful deal just on those 2 things alone.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Obama said those things.
I don't believe that in 10 years they'll want to go back to being isolated in the world. I think once we open them up,
crazy,
I mean, I think we got to give the, if you look at the people of Iran.
It's not what they're
looking
people.
for. Exactly, but if we give them more of a whiff of freedom and we give them more of what
then
of
Obama
Western
shouldn't have
culture,
ended the Green Movement. He should have supported it from the beginning.
Well, we can't be dictating foreign policy either. And just like we can't have Benjamin Netanyahu dictating ours.
All right, there he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Chris
Hahn. Bill Donahue, the president of the Catholic League, is next. He's got a brand new book, Don't Go Away.